Hey there,
Hey, all you
guys.
cute cats and kittens.
Hey there, sport. It's your pals, Reg and the zoo here. We've got a brand new podcast for y'all. It's Friday. It's Freaky Friday. And we've got some fun things planned for y'all. It's got a little, we're going to go over the new Batman trailer. We got Robert Pattinson wearing a little bit of eyeliner for that. It's looking real good. We've got the Candyman coming soon. We've got a little Formula One. We've got a little bit of Buffalo football. We've got a little bit of National Basketball Association. We've got some movies. We're going to talk horror movies. We might even do some horror villain versus superhero. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of everything, and that's what we do here on Reg and Zeus, so let's have at it. Hey, guys.
Welcome back, boys and girls.
Hey there, sportos.
We got Friday, August. Oh my God.
Friday,
August 28th,
It's 8/8/19.
7:21.
It's time for Reg in the Zoo. That's what frickin' time it is.
7:21 is when we start.
7:21. That's what frickin' time it is on a Freaky Friday, baby. We're gonna do a lot of fun stuff today. I'm having a good week. How are you having?
Yeah, week's not too bad. End of the month. My birthday's next month.
I'm gonna start asking people that all the time. How are you having?
How are you having?
How are you having?
How are you now?
How are you having?
So, how you been since I seen you about an
Well,
hour
I
and a half
sound
ago?
like I'm fucking drunk on a boat, but I'm not. I'm here on Reg in the Zoo. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was a long week, though. We had a long fucking week.
Yeah.
At least I did. I feel like I did. I didn't sleep that much.
You never sleep that much. What do you do all night?
the weak. I don't know. I just been kind of fucking around on my laptop at the end of the day.
Just spend
Getting
a lot
lost,
of time just
watching The
getting
Office
lost.
for some reason.
Lost in the lap. That sounds so sexual.
Yeah.
We're getting lost in our
Starting to get really
laps
warm.
here.
I feel like my laptop's actually, or my MacBook's like
Yeah,
getting slower over time here.
because you're getting lost in your lap.
Just because I'm using it like 24/7.
Getting lost in your lap here on a Friday with Reg in the Zoo.
Yeah, dude. So,
It's sweet. It's a sweet place to be here. It's a sweet place.
yo, it's so sweet that the parking lot's like empty. It's like the coolest thing, knowing that we're like probably one of like 10 other people in the entire building.
I went on a bike ride through the Elmwood Village the other day.
How's that?
It was in the morning. I've been on a few of them. I ride my bike from time to time, but I rode in the morning before work, and it was interesting. Like you just said, there was like not a lot of people around. There was only like active people around. It's weird. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are really active in the morning, but then some people are really not out at all.
That was weird. Just got an update.
What was it? Was it something important?
No, it was fucking spam actually on
Oh,
my school email.
oh God.
Apple TV.
How's school
Weekend
going?
Watch.
How's school going? What's School Watch? How's it going on School Watch?
Weekend Watch. The world premiere of Bill and Ted Face the Music is here. Dude, I still can't believe you haven't seen Bill and Ted ever.
That's one I have not seen. Did you see that they put the guy from Weekend at Bernie's on a cardboard cutout at a baseball game?
Did they really?
Yeah, somebody
No
did
way.
that.
Dude,
Yeah.
that movie's fucking great. I love that movie.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. Quick story about
First
Weekend
one.
at Bernie's. We were at a Kings of Leon concert one time. Me and a bunch of my friends. My parents were there. My older brother was there. We were cracking some brewskis up on the hill at Darien Lake where you could go park the car up on the top. I don't think you can do that anymore.
No, I don't think you can.
But it was like that perfect summer dusk, like right now, this time of the year, where fall is like football season. Boys of fall. Kenny Chesney.
The Boys of
Fuck.
Fall.
corny ass song I just heard for the first time. I tried to listen to it getting into football weather.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that song. I know like the Boys of Summer.
Well, yeah, so we're going to be talking about the Boys of Fall, but that exact that Kings of Leon concert, we were playing catch with a frisbee. This guy was whipping this frisbee. He would have perfect form, and it was a regular plastic frisbee, not a frisbee disc, and he was just chucking it like 70 yards on a rope. So like there was a group of people around us,
Yeah.
and my buddy Maddie's like 6'4", and he played wide receiver, and he's like a gazelle. He's pretty athletic. He's probably one of the more athletic people that you would pick out of this particular group of people. There was another group of people like around the way that were like Chads, total like preppy, like 80s, like basically like those blonde haired, like the blonde haired guy from Chad Goes Deep, the podcast, those younger guys. I don't know if you saw them.
Yeah.
He looked just kind of like that guy. And he comes over and he's wasted, and he like starts, I'm like hanging out playing like beer pong or something like that, and like he goes over, and all of a sudden now I'm seeing Maddie has his shirt off, which I know is usually a sign that he's gonna be getting down and dirty, and this other kid like pops his shirt off, and they're like racing to go on this magic guy who was probably not even going to the concert. He probably just goes there to hang out, who throws the perfect frisbee. And he kept saying, no dropsies. No dropsies. No dropsies. Ah, dropsies. And it was like, stop saying it. That was when we were playing regular catch. I think this guy just walked up, but he turned out to be like, you could tell he was ready to rip when he saw a frisbee. He was one of the best frisbee throwers I've ever seen. So he backs up. He lets them go. Now they go full bore, but you assume this other kid isn't as athletic. They go full bore, and it's intense, stride for stride, two different types of stride. They both go up after like 45-yard sprint, and the kid ends up like grabbing it over Maddie, and it was like so funny to watch, and it was because he was really awkward, but he was really athletic, and he jogs back, and I just screamed out like, "Weekend at Bernie's," because he looked like that. Because of his outfit, and literally, Maddie was so disappointed after. But I'll never forget screaming that Weekend at Bernie's as that kid like took over the entire. Because obviously everybody started watching. Their group watched. Our group watched. It was intense. Kings of Leon. Now the reason I tell that story, 2 reasons. I cried the other day.
Where? When you went home?
My house. I cried a little bit. I'm not afraid to admit it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I had a little bit of a cry. No, I literally did have a leaky eye, though, when I was watching some live music on YouTube, going deep into the tuberism.
Were you going down a black hole on YouTube?
Yeah, I ended up actually listening to some acoustic My Chemical Romance. Wasn't even the music. It was great. It was a great set. Recommend it. But I ended up just listening and watching these people like listen on the video, and I was just like, oh my God, it's been such a long time since I've been able to go to a concert. It sucks. It's one thing that I didn't like even, it didn't even hit me. Like it hit me hard though. It
Yeah,
hit me with
I totally
that
get
wet
that.
throat. That frog wet throat, wetty. So yeah, but that Kings of Leon show, that was great. I figured every show I'll reference one show from here on out, and
I only
one
know,
good
like-
story from a show.
Dude, I only know like 1 or 2 songs by Kings of Leon.
I got really into them partly because of that show. That was just kind of a random one that ended up being like, you heard like the rest of their album, so and you saw it live, and it was an experience. I think that's kind of really what I'm getting at is the live value of a show is so much different than just listening to an album, because it's the energy that it creates in the atmosphere around it. and the people that feel it, and then what energy they put off.
Yeah.
It's just, it sucks that it's not around. And like sports is different because, but I mean, they're even complaining about not really having the crowd. That's been a really interesting thing. Like Paul George complained about it, LeBron complained about it at one point. It's all kind of like hitting them. And now the NBA is all currently postponed due to the just disgusting stuff going on in the country. But that should be back tomorrow, Saturday. There was a few things that were brought to the table. Just a couple different things. I know that they said that they were going to make. There was 3 stipulations. One of which was basically just they were going to do some ads promoting like civic duty and things in like local elections, and then they were going to be converting some of the NBA places to polling places, and then also just doing like big time advertising spots on like social justice and stuff. So I guess it's kind of like the end. You know, a lot of people could look at it like the players. It doesn't matter how you look at it. I think that the players did a decent job of being professional and kind of standing their ground, but also making headway. There was a couple different things that happened. Patrick Beverley, like shouted out to a female who's higher up in the NFL or NBA Players Association. She was just addressing a large group of the people at this like town hall meeting, and he cut her off. And she went to go speak again, and he cut her off again, and then he said something along the lines of, "Shut up, I pay your salary." I don't know if he said shut up, but he said like something, "I pay your salary." And then a bunch of the veterans were like, "Stop, dude, don't." No.
Yeah, that's kind of
like
fucked up.
stop. And he's a psycho on the court, so not all the not all of the athletes are psychos off, but that was a pretty shitty act. But that was just a couple of the main things, I mean, in my neck of the woods of my news. What about you? I know you follow Formula One, but they didn't have a race last week, you were telling me.
Yeah, they didn't have a race last week or this past weekend. And I actually went out to Fort Niagara with my drone, and I was getting footage down there.
Oh, with your drone?
With my
You
drone.
say it like that?
With my
Dude,
navigator
Fort
drone.
Niagara?
Yeah, dude, it's pretty sweet. I couldn't go over the base or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I could have, but
Get arrested, bro.
you can go down by the water there, and then there's like, big letters, Fort Niagara. Started out like just filming that, and then just did like a really far pan out. It was really cool. You got to kind of hide though, because I can see everything, and you don't want to have yourself in the shot. Fucking, seeing somebody do the remote and shit. It kind of takes away from it.
Is it illegal to be there?
No, there's. There are places with restricted airspace, but no, as long as you got it like in your field of view.
What got you to go there?
I just haven't been out there. Usually I go out there a couple times a year.
To Old Fort Niagara?
Old Fort Niagara.
Because I think I've been to Old Fort Niagara a long time ago.
Yeah,
As a boy
we did
in
a field
school.
trip there, and then I went there a few years ago with my ex-girlfriend at the time, Katie.
Ooh.
I think it was Katie.
Ooh.
But yeah, we
You just dropped your ex's name on the air. You'll have to edit that out.
she ain't ever gonna listen. Nobody's gonna know who it is, right? I don't think
Maya
they will.
Khalifa will.
Yeah, dude, don't tell Maya Khalifa.
She's
Yo, I
watching
can't believe
you.
you just. Yo, man, nobody's supposed to know about me and Maya Khalifa.
Matt and Maya have been talking a little bit
Yeah,
here
right.
and there. They've been talking on Kick. Is Kick still around?
I have no idea.
Really show my...
I had an account on
Age.
there, but
I definitely had a Kick. K-I-K.
But I, like,
that was
never
a
used
thing
it.
for a minute.
I never used it though. Nobody had it.
I feel like random people had it, like people all over the world, but only a select few.
Yeah,
I did.
It's kind of crazy all the different apps. I mean, there's WhatsApp.
Yeah, Kick was
Line
before
app.
Snapchat.
Snapchat's kind of fun with the stories. I kind of find myself in the morning just scrolling through.
I used to make them all the time, honestly. When I'd be drunk, I'd make a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean like the professional
Now I make
ones.
podcasts, so that's cool.
Yeah, this is way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Fort Niagara was pretty fun. But yeah, there was no Formula One last week, but this week they got the Belgium Grand Prix, so I'm pretty excited.
In Belgium, that's where Daddy's from.
Belgium.
What's going on in racing, though?
So I mean, it's fun to watch and everything, but you just got to get past the fact that Lewis Hamilton's gonna win.
Yeah.
It's like it's taken a lot of the fun out of it, at least
Yeah.
for me. I mean, you expect him to win all the time, but like, it's just you can't help but just get mad because you want to see somebody else win. Like Max
Yeah.
Verstappen won the other, I think week before last it was, which was like the only other person to win this season.
Verstappen.
Verstappen, yeah, Max Verstappen.
I've only heard you say like 4 fucking names this whole time.
Max Verstappen, he's with Red Bull.
Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo, he's with Renault.
This podcast is brought to you by Red Bull.
No,
And
fucking
Max Verstappen's. Thanks to
Thunder
Max
Muscle.
Verstappen for giving us the keys to this awesome podcast.
No, dude. But yeah, it's just you just know Lewis Hamilton's gonna win. No one's gonna catch him this year. Same with his partner. The Mercedes team is just they're winning the constructors too by a crazy amount. But Sebastian Vettel is pretty important this week because he's gonna be going to Racing Point. So they say. Lance Stroll was kind of quiet. He's like not speaking on it, which is kind of saying a lot because he's kind of pissed. You can just tell he's really pissed because he's doing way better than Sebastian Vettel, but he brings in more money just because of his name. Even if he's not winning, like they're still making a lot of money with all the merchandise
Got
they're
that
selling.
cash, straight cash.
Yeah,
homie.
dude. I mean, he's one of the best. I mean, he used to race for Red Bull, and that's when he killed it. He won like 4 in a row.
Red Thunder! Almost like Red Bull.
Arizona iced tea.